Hello everyone and welcome to NABE, N-A-B-E, and it stands for the Niagara Area Business Exchange. We've just had a NABE meeting right here in the studio, and now we're going to do a show to let you know more about the organization and to have you meet some of the wonderful people who are members. You yourself might want to consider becoming a member because it's a great group. You learn so much and they're wonderful people and it's just a wonderful experience. So we're going to let you know about that in the show today. So I'd like to introduce my guests. They are Chris Ronsky from W Marketing Group. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
And Ruth Faree Bowman from North Shores Niagara. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Wayne Malcolm from Hunt Mortgage. Welcome.
Yeah,
Glad to have you all here. Now you're all members of the group. We also have other members of the organization who are running camera. They're in the control room. These folks are amazing. But the people we're going to concentrate on today are right here on the set with me. But first, before we find out about their individual businesses, I'd like to ask them about the organization. So, Wayne, tell us a little bit about the type of organization that NABE is.
Okay. Actually, NABE is set up to help businesses grow and to educate each other about one another's products and stuff so we can best service our customers. Okay. It is actually a group that meets once a week on Wednesday mornings, and then we set up a program where we actually go around and tell a little about our business so that we understand who's in our meeting. It is a controlled group where you only have like one person from mortgages, one person from insurance, you know, type of a deal. And then we actually go around and talk about the good of the group, things that are happening in the community that would benefit others. We pass leads from one person to another. And so it's a good opportunity for, say, a new business to come in and learn how to run their business, maybe new contacts that they would have, and you're kind of building a board of directors.
That's cool.
You don't have to pay
yeah,
for. So
absolutely.
It's actually pretty good.
There's a lot of expertise around
There
that
is,
table,
yes.
which is really wonderful. So it would be appropriate for a new business person as well as an experienced person.
Absolutely. You know, for somebody who's experienced, it's just a new sphere of influence that they can come up with to add to their current business. But for somebody new, not only do they get that sphere of influence, but they get education on how to grow their business. You know, we have an accountant, you know, we have insurance, you know, we have marketing, you know, we have gift products, you know, all these different things that you can utilize to grow your business that a lot of times somebody who is entrepreneurial says, wow, I should do this instead of working for someone else. I'm going to do it for myself. And they don't realize all these other hats you have to wear.
Absolutely.
And that's how you get educated, is come in and, you know, you get this source that you can reach out to find out how to do it.
Wonderful. Ruth, tell us a little bit about leads and how you feel comfortable because you all know each other.
Well, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Because we know each other and know the experience that everybody has, it's a comfort level to pass leads to an experienced person. You know that they're reputable and know that you trust them, and that's very important if you're recommending someone. So it's a comfort level, and it's just a really, it's a wonderful thing. It's an opportunity both ways because you give and then you get, and it's a really great opportunity.
And now Wayne mentioned that you meet once a week on Wednesdays,
Yes.
but sometimes you also have other events during the year that people can participate in.
We do. We try to have an outing, a mixer, a couple times a year. We're trying to plan one as we speak for the springtime.
Nice.
And that's, again, another opportunity that's just a wealth of opportunity with this group because you don't always get those chances to meet new people, and we bring guest speakers in. We also have the mixers, as I said. We have a Christmas party that members and spouses. So we have a good time together.
Yeah, you do a lot.
Yes,
which
we
is
do.
Really great.
Yes, we do.
Chris, tell us, what led you to want to be a member of the group?
Well, you know, when I was first starting my business, I had to focus a lot on going out and meeting a lot of people. And I knew Wayne from before being a business owner and before joining the group. And he suggested coming to a few meetings, learning a little bit about the people that are in the area, and get to know some of the businesses. It was a great opportunity for me to shake a lot of hands, meet a lot of people, ask a lot of questions, and I was able to bounce ideas off of everybody. A new marketing campaign for my own business. Hey, how would this, appeal to you? And
That's great.
whether it was positive or negative, I was able to, kind of hone in on what my business prospects would be looking for.
That's great. And it's great to have that feedback right there at the meeting. Terrific.
Yeah, the instant feedback is probably the best part of it because, usually in my industry, which is marketing, you don't get that feedback for, 6 months. It's something where you have to let it run its course and then
Let's see.
wait and see and, figure out and make changes from there. But being able to have a group where I can say, here's the plan, here's the tagline, here's what we're using. What do you think? Is this something that would be
wonderful.
interesting to you? Is this something that you would pay attention to? And if they say yes, then I can go forward with a little bit more confidence. If they say, no, that's crap, well, obviously I got to think things over.
Now, I should also mention that Nabe has a website, too, with all the
Yes.
member businesses. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have a website, nabegroup.com, N-A-B-E group.com. We've got the member businesses listed there with links to their websites or social media. Some of our businesses have profiles listed right on the website so you can see
Nice.
a little bit about the person that's a member as well as their business and what's in there. We have the playlist of the show that we've been posting onto YouTube. So if you like the show, you can go on there
Good.
and find all the videos and watch as many as you want.
Cool.
We have
Sounds like a great website.
we have all our bylaws and everything on there as well. So if you want to research the business, the business exchange group here, a little bit before you make a phone call to one of the members, say I'd like to come and sit in a few meetings and consider joining. It's a great resource for you to take a
Great.
look at that.
Wonderful. Oh, thank you. Thanks very much. So what I'd like to do, now that we've kind of told the audience a little bit about the group, we'd like to find out about your individual businesses. So Wayne, I'm going to start with you. Tell us about yourself and about Hunt Mortgage.
Okay. Well, I've been around in the real estate and mortgage business for about 35 years, even though I started when I was 6. So, but I've been around for a long time, and I owned Niagara Frontier Funding and Realty, and a lot of people know me from that. And over the past few years, I've been talking with Hunt, actually Jamie Mendel-Kolb, who is the manager for Hunt in Niagara County, and I have been long-term friends. And we've often talked about joining forces. And so I was actually contacted by their mortgage department, and we formulated a plan where we would join forces and
Wonderful.
work together. So I'm bringing some of my expertise in to help work with newer agents and to help the new and existing agents with their financing. So Hunt itself is a family-orientated business, and that's one of the things that drew me to them, because they, like myself, wanted to have a family-type business. Unfortunately, my family said, "Dad, you're working so many hours, I'm going to become an attorney or a teacher or something like that." So it actually worked out well that I came over to Hunt in that same atmosphere. Peter Hunt, who's actually the 3rd generation, and Charlie Hunt, who's going to be the 4th generation. This is actually a company that started in 1911 and has been growing and growing. And what they've developed there is not only a family-orientated program, but a community-orientated program where they do service work in the community. They put on a lot of programs to educate. They have a super training program for new agents, something that's really unique for where a lot of people, they just throw the new agents to the wolves. They actually have a really good training program to get somebody started. They developed a program where they have all sorts of avenues. They have the real estate sales, the mortgages, they have title insurance, they have attorneys on staff, and they also put together a program called the Hunt Club, which has people who are from different genres like moving companies, home repair companies, roofing companies, and they join this group, and it's kind of like with Nabe where you know these people, so these guys are vetted and they get an opportunity to be able to refer somebody that they know, like, and trust. So it's a pretty good organization. I've really enjoyed it. I've been there. This is my 8th week, so things are doing well there, though. I've really appreciated the business and the opportunity it gives me to still service the community, and of what I do is trying to help either first-time home buyers, move up, move down buyers, get the proper financing for their home. A lot of times, you know, I do get it all the time where people will go online and say, oh, I got an approval from a company who never saw my income. They don't know how much money I got in the bank. You know, they haven't pulled my credit yet, but they said I could buy, you know, a $500,000 house. And, you know, so my job is to educate these clients to say, you know, in Western New York, it's not unusual to have $400 a month in taxes. So if you want to keep your payment at $600 and $400 is going to taxes, $50 of it's going to insurance, you're not getting much of a house for $150. You know, so I'm trying to educate and to work with them. So it's been a great company to do that with.
Great. So you mentioned that people do often need some education in the whole background and financing, because there is a lot to know.
Right.
And if you're maybe a first-time buyer, or, you know, it's not something you do every day, so there's a lot for people to know. So it's great that you take the time and work through that with people. What are some of the questions you see that people have? I know you mentioned just that one that maybe, you know, the little too good to be true, and you need to kind of let them know that it's
well, that's definitely a challenge. Some of the other things is people do not realize how much credit plays in the part of getting a house. Now they have a scoring system, and there's different scoring systems. Most of them for the mortgage industry use what's called the FICO score.
Okay.
Now FICO scores, just using again as an example, is a name that's thrown out there like Kleenex is to tissue. Okay, so you're getting your FICO score on your credit card statements. You're getting FICO from Credit Karma and all these different places. And all those really have nothing to do with getting your mortgage, because there's different algorithms.
Okay.
So when, just using an example, if you get your Discover card payment, which is a great company, they put a score on there, that is a credit card scoring model. When you go to a company like, you know, one of these that says we can get your credit report for free and all this other stuff, one of the challenges that happens with that is they have a model that is really designed to make you feel good and to get all your information so they can sell it.
Oh,
so that's what those,
good to know.
Yeah, you know, when they say nothing's free, you're giving them all this information, and then they're putting packages together and saying, hey, I got a bunch of people who had their credit report run because they want to buy a house. Would you like to buy them at $25 a name? That's how these guys make their money. So, and the same thing with a car. And what I try to do is tell people, get a regular mortgage credit report done so you know what the mortgage is looking for. And then don't do anything else. We have people who, you know, they say, oh, I had my credit run, and but now I'm going to change because I had a 20% credit card. Now I can get an 8.2% card, and all of a sudden now they've got a new inquiry. It drops their score. So you know, you try to let people, don't mess with the credit. You know, even if you have some bad credit on there, don't try to fix it in the middle of it unless the bank tells you to.
But it is fixable, right? I mean, you can over time make it better.
Most of it is fixable. Credit is kind of a funny thing because a lot of people think it's government, but it's government regulated. And I often tell people, like 80% of all credit reports have some form of an error on it. Some are severe, some are just minor. But I always tell people, if you're walking down the sidewalk and a guy runs out of a bank and the siren goes off and he's got a bag of money in one hand and a gun in the other, you say, what happened? That guy just robbed the bank. But in the eyes of the law, he's innocent until proven guilty. And that's what happens. A lot of times a credit report runs and it's like stepping out on the sidewalk. Maybe you're guilty. but there's a lot of stuff that can be corrected and improved in there.
Okay.
But I usually tell people it takes about 6 months. If there's something that's truly on there that's bad, that's not yours, it takes 3 to 6 months to get that corrected.
Okay, wow, good to know. Good to
Yeah,
know.
and a big thing that happens too is credit fraud. And people don't realize it's happened to
that's
them until
true.
they go to get a car or get a house.
Wow.
And they find that, holy mackerel, I'm behind in my Victoria's Secret catalog things, and I'm saying, oh, well, you know, I don't wear much of that myself. But it has been, a good educational thing. So credit is the big thing with people, is understanding what they can do.
Great.
So.
Wow. Now, how can we get hold of you?
The best number to reach me at is my cell phone number, and that's 716-255-7573. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that we could, to just see if they want to get started.
Wonderful, because there's a lot of really good information there. So I hope people really, give some thought to what you've said, because it's really good to know.
And we'd love to help.
Awesome. Ruth, tell us
Yes.
about yourself and about your business.
Well, okay, Ruth Furry Bowman from North Shores, Niagara. I am an independent insurance agent and have been since I was 9, decades. And I presently own my second insurance agency.
Wonderful.
The first one was my father's, and I bought that from him, built it and sold it, and then worked for others
Okay.
all those years. And recently, in 2014, I had the opportunity to open another agency. And it was too good to be true, but it wasn't. It was wonderful.
That's great.
Things are going great. I belong to a national organization called SIAA, and together our team has sold, and last year was over $6 billion in premium.
Wow.
And therefore, the companies listen to you when there's that volume,
Yeah.
and they lower the rates, and we benefit from it. It's
That's
wonderful.
Great. That's great.
We're located in Burt, New York, and on the World Wide Web at www.northshores.co, not .com. I have my son working for me, Matthew Farrington, here in New York, and my other son, Dean Farrington, is working for me in Virginia.
That's
we
very
opened
cool.
another
Yeah.
office in Virginia. So yeah, it's becoming a family affair, and I'm hoping to get a couple of the grandkids involved too.
Oh, that's so cool.
They're
Yeah.
college, graduating from college soon, so I have plans. Grandma has plans, but I don't know if they'll listen to me. So what else did I want to tell you? Oh, talking about credit. Insurance also goes on credit very heavily,
Tell us
but
about
they term it a soft hit. That not like Wayne was saying, people change their credit cards. It wouldn't affect if you change your insurance and the insurance company runs a credit score. It's not going to even show for mortgage or anything like that. And I did have that just happen this week. Somebody said, "Well, I've applied for a mortgage. If you run my quote and they're going to check my credit, is that going to hurt my mortgage?" I said, no.
Oh, that's good to
It's just
know.
a soft.
Yeah.
It's what they term a soft hit. Nobody sees anything. It just puts you in a tier.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So yeah. And another thing I wanted to mention is how important umbrellas are.
Okay, tell us.
$1 million umbrella is the normal, the average is only like $125 a year. And for that $125, I mean, what is that, $10 a month? You get $1 million worth of coverage over your auto and your home. It's an umbrella over.
Okay.
And I just can't stress enough the importance of that.
Do some people not get that at all, or they should be
many
looking?
people don't.
Okay, so this is something that they should ask
They
for.
should always, and you get a discount on your auto and your home
Oh, terrific.
on
To
top
put
of
them-
that. So it's very important.
Wonderful.
So that's it. And
oh,
where to get in touch with me?
Yeah, your website again.
716-251-2443.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And Chris, I'd like to ask you about yourself and your business.
Great. My business is W Marketing Group. We're a marketing firm located here in Lockport, New York. We recently moved into an office in the Bewley building,
Nice.
Suite
Yeah.
512. So if you want to sit down and talk, you can come visit me up there. My wife and I started this company in 2012. It was under a different name because we were mostly doing design work, but when we evolved into a marketing company, we
That's really cool.
decided to change the name. But we do everything from social media to TV, radio. We're one of the only places in Western New York that is partnered with Hulu to get people onto there.
Great.
And we can do local or national even on Hulu. And it's a great platform for everybody that wants to expand their business beyond, just the borders of their community.
Definitely. Because I
and-
think that makes your ads very visible. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do.
Oh yeah, I mean, you never know what other people are going to buy or what they're going to get from you until you show them. And being on Hulu, you're able to hyper target. You can target down to a single, block around a few houses.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
it's crazy.
I had no idea you could do that. That's really
it's-
wild.
They do geo-targeting, but geo-targeting is usually a region. But their geo-targeting, you can do a block of streets
Wow.
in a certain area.
So that
if
may
you
be
really want.
something that a company might not even have thought of doing, that
No.
you can kind of guide them through and help them
Yeah,
see the benefit of doing that.
and that's one of the things that we do as well. We do consulting for companies that also are, bigger, that have their own marketing teams. A lot of times they won't call us and say, "Hey, we'd like you to do our marketing for us," because they've got an in-house team. But what we can do is we can come in, review what they're doing, and give them guidance on where they should be spending their money, how they
cool.
how they
Yeah,
should be using the different platforms, what their voice should be when it comes to the what they're saying, determining whether the approach that they have is correct or not. There's so many aspects of marketing that it's really important, I think, for bigger companies to bring in somebody from the outside that doesn't have a boss sitting over them saying, "You better make this work," or "This is exactly how I want it."
Yeah.
You're
You're bringing fresh ideas in,
yeah,
too.
fresh ideas, and somebody that can look at things objectively and say, "I don't think this is a good idea. It's not going to send the right message." And I can say that because I don't have to tell my boss, "I think your idea is not good,"
Yeah.
and potentially get fired. I just say, "You hired me as a consultant professional.
And here's my opinion.
Here's my opinion. Do with it what you will."
Oh.
But for the consulting that I've done with some of the companies around here, we've done some really good things for them and figured out some campaigns that worked really well, and were able to make some changes to their to the way that they spoke, in their ads, and the way that they presented them and where they presented them, and it worked really well. for
Make
them.
all the difference
It
to
did.
your company and how it's not just your expertise in your business, but how you let people know about it,
Exactly.
how they find you, so much to think about for companies. Now they can come visit you mentioned at the Bewley building. How else can they contact you?
Yep. You can reach me at my cell phone, 716-550-2115, or you can go to my website, betterdigitalbiz, that's biz.com.
Wonderful. Oh, lots to think about. All of you have given wonderful ideas, I think, for everybody watching to think about today, whether it's personal or business related. I mean, there's just a lot of really good information out there available from the wonderful people in this organization. And don't forget to go to their website. And Chris, tell us that one again.
nabegroup.com, Nabe group.com.
and information about the businesses of each person who's a member of the organization. Find out about it. Think about attending a meeting so you can meet all the wonderful people here. Thank you again, all of you, for being on the show
you.
today.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us today for the show. We were glad to have you with us, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
For over 60 years, Empower has been a premier service provider in Western New York, offering diverse programming and individualized care and support to make people's lives better. Empower Community Health Services makes clinical services and therapies, including podiatry, audiology, wheelchair, and physical therapy, available to the community. Our clinicians provide affordable, individualized care in a comfortable and nurturing setting. Empower's Podiatry Clinic provides general foot care as well as wellness and maintenance exams for at-risk patients, such as those with diabetes or circulation problems. Through Empower's Hearing Clinic, community members, including individuals with and without disabilities, receive hearing evaluations and hearing aid dispensing and maintenance.
Let me ask you a question. What is the last book that you have ever read? If you can't answer that, then I'm sorry to say you have not been properly challenging your imagination.
Reading opens up the gateway to your imagination. It takes you to places and allows you to see the most incredible things. So, what have you been missing out on?